probably a good time to talk about power systems, I guess.
What are you doing?
I'm going to get the rest of the washing in.
Do you like the power system?
Yeah, it's good.
What do you like about it?
I can just flick a switch and it comes on. That's all I wanted and you did it.
And we're building off grid here, so there's no grid power, mains power at all. So we're using generators and our own battery systems. And I just wanted to explain that there's a couple of different ways you can go here, and the convenience, the pros, the cons, all that sort of stuff. There's a bit to consider, but once you've got around the basics, it's very doable, and you get to understand it all fairly quickly.
And I love how I've got the internet, and I'm watching a Christmas movie on Netflix at the moment. Getting into the Christmas spirit.
Yep.
So I use the kettle, the coffee maker, the toaster, the air fryer, the fan, the lights, my hair straightener, hair dryer, washing machine. The fridge is always on, of course. What else? Lights. That's probably about
Hot water system?
Oh yeah, hot water. Yeah, how can I forget that? Yeah, happy wife, happy life. Definitely got happy wife, so you've definitely got a happy life. I'm so happy that we do not get an electricity bill every 3 months.
You haven't seen the bill I'm about to put in yet?
No. Mates rates.
Mates rates. Cool. Thanks for your help, Judy.
No worries.
We'll let you get back to your afternoon nap.
No, my Christmas movie.
Bluetti gave us this AC500 and B300S to test and review. I'll be doing it a little bit later in the video. First of all, I'd like to start off by talking about our own DIY power system. That's been working really well in our off-grid situation, and hopefully later on in the video when we test the Bluetti and compare it, it'll help you decide what might be the best system for you. In the online forums, I see a lot of people that are very interested in going off-grid and asking questions about what sort of system size do I need, how many solar panels do I need, what size inverter do I need, what batteries do I need. And quite frankly, it's quite intimidating for somebody coming in without any real background in electricity or power systems to actually put together a system or get the right system that's for them. Now, I do recommend that if you are one of those people that are searching and don't have a lot of background knowledge, that you go talk to the experts. Just try and find an expert that everyone recommends, that's not trying to sell you what they need to sell you. Yeah, they'll sell you what you need, and it's suitable for your systems and your actual needs. A big part of it is for you to understand your needs. Not just today, but as your needs grow. So think about that too. But from my experience here, we put this system together about July 2022, and we've been using it ever since. What do I use it for? I run my power tools, and we've been living in this shed here for probably 6 months at least, but coming and going, using the shed as a base to stay whilst we're building our cabin. On the roof we have about 4,700 watts of solar panels up there. They're Hyundai 390 watts, shingled cell technology, so they're not too bad when you get cloudy weather or rainy weather. In fact, we've had pouring rain and we're still getting 1,800 watts of solar power coming in, charging our system. Typically living in here, running a normal fridge, running lights, frying pans, fans, charging things, watching a TV. We're using about 6 kilowatt hours a day of electricity from this system. This system has a far greater capacity. It's got 13,440 kilowatt hours of power just in the batteries, not including what you get during the daytime when the sun's shining. So it's a good system. It's meeting our needs. In fact, it's a bigger system than we need just to live off. The inverter gives 4,000 watts of AC power at 240 volts. Now that means that you do have to think about what appliances you're running at one time. For example, if I'm running my power saw, which needs 2,400 watts, if I ran something else that used over 2,000 watts, it's going to meet or exceed the capacity of this inverter. It will meet that for a while, then after about a minute it'll say it's overloaded and then shut down. So just to protect the system. The solar charge controller is way bigger than what I need, but this system is built so I can expand upon it as our needs grow. We have a communication system, and on the Victron system here, it's the Servo GX it just allows all the components to talk to each other. So the inverter and the charge controller know the state of the battery charge, how much power is being used, how much power is being brought in by the sun in the solar panels. I think that's pretty cool. Now, this system is a DIY system, and I had a bit of help from my friend Tim Lawton, who's an accredited solar installer, but it is a DIY system. We put this thing together, and it does work pretty good. Now, I do have a bit of background in electricity. I'm not an electrician. I just have a basic fundamental understanding. Everything needed to be sourced. I had to get all the terminals, I had to find the right size cabling for the power. All these things need to be the right size. Your cables, your terminals, all your connections are very important, because electricity, when it flows, if it's flowing through a conductor that's too small, it acts like a fuse and glows red hot, and then potentially you may have a fire, and it's the last thing you want. You've got to make sure that your system is built properly, and that's not what this video is about. This video is about giving you an overview of what you need to look into. The inverter size, your communication, your solar power input, and your battery all need to be matched together to give the right outcomes to make it safe. This solar powered system here, like all the other ones that convert DC power into AC power. Okay, so here's the DC side. Solar power comes in, it comes into the solar charge controller, goes into your batteries via a battery management system, then comes out of your batteries through fuses into your inverter, and then over into your AC side. So this AC side is dangerous and the DC side is dangerous. So in Australia you have to have a licensed electrician to work on, install and basically maintain your AC power systems. Now there's codes as well that you need to comply with putting together the DC side. Here's a really important factor with your DIY system you need to consider, is if anything goes wrong, it's on you. I've had problems with this system. Power at night time is shut down on us and we didn't know why. So I had to get out the torch and nut through the problem. Now I've got a little bit of technical background, so I was able to troubleshoot problems, and it ended up being something to do with my software settings that I put into the system. We overloaded the system with the incorrect setting in the system. So with the DIY systems you need to be able to tweak these things and or call an expert in to help you out. And the DIY systems, it's all on you. And I like that. I like the challenge of the technical side of the system. So that suits me, but it may not suit you. And you may not have the tools or the measuring equipment, and also you're playing with electricity. It might not be wise for you to touch it in the first place, so keep all that in mind. So I've given you a bit of an overview of this system here. It's a DIY system that's working well, and I do love it. It cost me about $15,000 in mid-2022. Now I think prices have gone down since then for components like these. Go check your prices. If this isn't something that you're willing to do, you want more of a plug-and-play system, if I completely understand that, you might be after something that's just a bit more out of the box, and it works, and everything, all the thinking's done for you and all the work's done for you. You just turn it on and you use it. So let's have a look at a system that does exactly that. Here we have the Bluetti AC500 and the B300S. The AC500 is a 5000 watt pure sine wave inverter charge controller module, and the B300S is a 3072 watt hour lithium battery expansion module.
Looks like a big boom box. Reliving our 90s era.
Judy just recommended that I read the instructions first, but then I wouldn't be living on the edge, would I? Anyway, so I haven't turned this guy on yet, but we'll see if we can do a bit of a smoke test. Nice looking unit though. It's got a bit of weight to the battery, but everything else looks pretty nifty. Maybe turn this guy on. Yep. Cool. Let's just have a quick little poke around this thing here. USB-Cs, and then you've got the USB type A's, 3 amps, and USB A's 18 watts times 2. So you've got heaps of USBs on their DC outlets. This one here is a 30 amp DC outlet here, and then you've got your normal 240 volt outlets, 10 amps, 3 of them, and then you've got a 15 amp. You've got two 15 amps and then a 32 amp. So this guy here, I'm quite interested in setting this up into my cabin here using the 32 amp. Now if you like your cordless tech, it's got two wireless chargers sitting on top of your unit, 15 watt output. And coming down, looks like we've got the B300S, and it's got more USB-Cs and A's and DC outlets down through here as well, so that's pretty. So you've got the two units there, the battery unit and the charge controller inverter module. So they're connected using this pretty hefty cable. The system is designed to be expandable, so you can use up to 6 B300S batteries, giving you 18,000 kilowatt hours of battery power, which is quite a lot of power. Well, I've had this unit now for close to a month. I've been using it with the build up there, helping me charge bits and pieces, run power tools, use vacuum cleaners, run lights, and really I've got no complaints whatsoever with this unit here. I think it's a very clever, very neat, very functional piece of equipment here. Now, like I was saying to you earlier, perhaps you are very, very inclined towards building your own system, and you could build your own system and have all of this, and you've got to chase up all the bits and pieces, or you're not inclined that way, where you can just buy this unit here and basically pull it out of the box and use it. This system's got a really good warranty, 4 years warranty with this unit here. There's lots of literature on the internet on how to use things and get the most out of it, how to set it up, and quite frankly everything's so well labelled and laid out here that it's just impressive. It's just a good compact unit. The cicadas are noisy today. Summer sounds. So who would I recommend this unit for? Not campers, it's too heavy. With this being, the AC500 being 30 kilograms and the B300S being 38 kilos, it's not a light unit. It's a serious unit. Besides, if you're going camping, why would you need 5,000 watts? Unplug is my suggestion. But if you're an off-gridder, if you're building a cabin, or if you have a yacht, or if you have an RV, something like that there, maybe a UPS, an uninterrupted power supply for your home, a unit like this is a really smart idea. It's all there. All your solar charge controllers, all your inverters, your safety inside, all your cabling, your literature, your warranty, it's all there, ready to go. You can change the settings as you need it. AC outputs, DC outputs, pretty much everything you need to run your off-grid system. All you need when you purchase a system like this is to hook up your solar panels. And keep in mind, you can put 3,000 watts of solar on this, 2 arrays of 1,500 watts, 3,000 watts. And it charges, say if you needed to charge it using a generator on a really cloudy or rainy day, you can do that. And it charges off your RV or your 12 volt source. Pretty smart. So why would you want something with 5,000 watts of power, like the AC500 here? Well, if you want to run all your electrical equipment, say electric kettles of 2,000 odd watts, and you've got an electric toaster running as well on there, say 1,600 watts, and then you've got a fridge running as well. So there's a multitude of things that can be run at the one time that a device like this, giving you 5,000 watts of AC power, can actually keep you up and running.
Not too bad. Where's my little lap hut?
Now it's time to do some testing. Kettle using 1,981 watts. Now the load is just coming off the battery, but no solar input as well. I'm going to try and max out this thing here. I'm going to put a few devices on here and give it a go, see what happens. How about we do a few more tests here? I'm going to run the saw, the dust extraction unit, and then I'll turn the kettle on and see what happens then. I just want to see the power. I'm actually on the tool, so I'm not actually seeing what the power is doing here. So let's have a look. We can plug in some other things. Plug in my big bandsaw. $3,100. I'm running the bandsaw here, power saw running there, the dust extraction unit, and 2 kettles. Now with all that running in the background, a fan did come on in the unit and I can feel air running through it. It really is pretty quiet. It's quieter than my unit over there on the wall. With all that running during the test, we've dropped down to about 73%, which can be expected. Well, to me that's impressive. It ran all those machines there. Now, and I don't expect that that would be something that most people would be looking at using a machine like this for. This is probably more if you're in an off-grid situation, you're looking at boiling your kettle, running computers, charging devices, maybe a frying pan, maybe some hot water, running your refrigerator, all those sorts of normal household things. The thing that test just showed is you can run all those devices concurrently. You can have them running together up to its rated output, and so it packs quite a punch. Well, I guess not everybody wants an off-grid system, so this can be used as a UPS, an uninterrupted power supply, so it can be plugged in 24/7 to your existing system through a transfer switch. When you lose your utilities or your power from your mains power, this system goes punk and turns on and maintains and runs your household. So you'd probably have it set up for your refrigerator, maybe your computers, some fans and lights and things like that. Let's move some things out of the way and tidy up. So this unit comes with an AC charging cable, and it just plugs into your device, plugs into your mains power, and you can charge it up that way concurrently with solar. Let's look at these little plugs and sockets and that. So they're those aviation style sockets. They're keyed so you can't get them mixed up. So let me just plug them into the wall now. So you can see here we're taking about 1,130 watts of grid power for recharging. Again, that fan noise, I don't know if you can hear that, but it's really minimal. And now I'm going to plug in a bit of solar power out there again with one of these aviation style connectors. Nice quality connector. Let's go find the right groove, put that in and plug it in, see what we can get out of it. So today I'm hooking into a relatively small solar array, 2 190 watt panels, but you can see that these cables, we've got 2 different systems here. So Bluetti labels their gear pretty well. You can see DC1, that's for one array, can you see that? And this other side here is for the second array. So on this array you can put 1,500 watts up to 150 volts. And in this array here, you can do exactly the same, 1,500 watts up to 150 volts. Now, so that gives you a maximum of 3,000 watts of charging power for this unit, which is pretty impressive. On top of that, you can use AC charging and car charging as well at the same time. So now I can hook these up. One into there, DC1, one to there. I'm not going to be using the second set of panels. So up on the screen there, solar's coming in now, 112 watts, oh, it's just dropped down to 80 something. And you've got the AC grid coming in as well. But what about those RV people that are just travelling in their vehicles and they need to charge? Well, Bluetti give you a cable that hook into the system, and you can just change your settings inside up there and charge whilst you're driving. I've got this to simulate. This is a battery cart that I've made previously. There's a video somewhere for that. And I can plug it in. I'm just going to try it and see how it goes. I haven't done this before, but let's see what we got here. So 186 watts are coming in. It detects solar coming in. So you've got DC input 1 solar, 52 volts, 204 watts. DC input voltage on the second one, 13.7 and 7 watts. Let's just see if I can change the settings. So DC input 1 solar PV, DC input 2 source, and I'll put other, and let's see what we get out of that. Let's go back. So there we go. Now we're getting 12 volts in on the second one, say simulating driving in a vehicle, and we're getting 100 watts in there. So right now I've got 3 charging sources going into this device here. Now there's another way you can charge it as well. Keep in mind we've got 2 separate systems here. You've got the AC500, this is like your power system, and then you've got the B300S, which is your battery system. But in here, it's got its own charge control for solar, so you can put another 500 watts in right now, and that'll charge this in addition to what is being managed through this top unit. On top of that, you can also charge this by driving in a vehicle, just the same as what we're doing right now, using a 12 volt source. So you've got at least 5 different ways to charge this. Look at this. This is the Bluetti app here. So we can see via Wi-Fi or Bluetooth, I've got hooked up to Bluetooth at the moment, what's actually happening on your device there. So I can see my solar PV input coming in, my grid connection where I'm getting 240 volt mains power coming in for the recharge, and I'm actually running a little fridge at the moment as well, so AC power there. Now if I want to turn off DC power, I can just turn off, reminder to turn off the DC output, okay. That one's off there, and if I want to turn the AC power off, I can do the same. And so the AC power just turned off. Hear that clunk. Turn it back on again. Turn it back on. And it's back on. I can see it on the device already. DC power, if I want to turn it back on. Woohoo! Very nifty. I've just discovered a really important feature on this Bluetti that you need to take into account when you're charging up off grid. So let me show you. So here's the grid connect little icon up there. I've turned it off just at the moment. I'm going to go into settings, and then I'm going to go into a screen that gives me my max current settings down through here. I'm going to press on that, and I'm going to go up to basic mode. Advanced mode is locked. I think you have to contact Bluetti for that one, and they give you a code. So if you've got a small generator, just say a Honda 1, which gives you about 900 watts of power, you really can't give it 10 amps or 20 amps of power. This system will take more than that little generator can handle, and the generator will overload and shut down. So just say, for example, you only want 3 amps of power, you can press on that 3 amps of power, and that's your maximum. Your Bluetti will limit the amount of power that that little generator can give you. If you've got a bigger generator, they can give you 10 amps. So 10 amps at 240 volts is about 2,400 watts of charging power. If you've got a bigger generator, you can dial up your input settings to charge this faster. Up to, I believe, about 4,500 or 5,000 watts of charging. The 5,000 watts is if you've got a bigger battery bank, more than one B300S. Okay, so let's have a look at the DC side. Let's plug something in. This little fan here. You've got to turn your DC on just through here. At the moment it is already on. Now this guy is a hefty unit, but if something smaller is more your style, it's still heavy, but much lighter than that guy there. This guy here is one I tested earlier, and I did a review on this about June or August 2022. This guy here is an AC500 Max, and it gives you 2,200 watts of power and 900 watts of solar charging ability. Anyway, check out the video of this guy here. It may be more your style. It's obviously a lot more compact. Well, I hope I've covered all your options there. So you've got a DIY system at the back. You can make it as big as small as you need. You can also get a accredited solar installer to come in and put the whole system together for you and get all the government rebates. Or you could buy like a plug-and-play type system like these Bluettis here. Reputable units with good warranties, well laid out, give a lot of value for money. but it gives you something to think about anyway. If you're interested in buying one of these Bluetti AC500s, check out the link in the description box below. Love to see you in the comments, and thank you for watching.